I used to love this song until I realized the age gap between the actors. When I was in middle school, this new rad song had released courtesy of a movie that was incoming it, and after hearing it for the first time, I loved it. The beat had such a kick to it, and the overall vibe was good. And for context, this was a love song but with an adrenaline twist, so I really liked it. Additionally, the video song was also great as well. Huge props to the art director and choreographer. This is because the two main characters, the hero and heroine, were great at dancing, and the song was filled with a bunch of different dance locations, as well as costumes. So overall, both the music and the video paired really well. So because of this, I listened to the song constantly, and enjoyed it a lot. However, one day, I saw a YouTube show about the heroine, and how she was very religious or something like that. But that thing that caught me very off guard was that she was super young, only 18 years old at the time, and looking at the hero, he looked like he was at least in his mid-20s. So I got super confused, and felt very creeped out. However, even though I told my parents about this, they didn't care too much since I was just freaking out over some acting, and that it wasn't like the relationship between them was real. After that, I forgot about his whole thing, and a lot of time passed, until I was reminded of the situation again. Recently, another movie with this heroine is coming. And because of this, I decided to see how old she was now, and Google said she was 22 years old, which isn't too bad. However, I got reminded of that old hero she had acted with when she was 18, so I checked his age, and he is 37 years old, which means that when that old movie came out, he was 34 and she was 18, a 16-year age gap. Now, normally, this wouldn't be too bad since they were just dancing together, but the video says otherwise, because even though they were acting the dance steps, while they look at overall, a lot of them were very touchy and a bit more matured. What I am saying is that those steps are kind of too much for an 18-year-old teenager to be doing with a 34-year-old grown. Also, I did some more research, and found that the movie was released in July, which was 10 months after her 18th birthday. And if you know anything about movies, sometimes the shooting happens a year before the film releases, meaning there's a slight chance she did that dancing in the role itself when she was 17 years old. I'm not entirely sure about this theory, but I really hope it isn't true, and if it was, it sounds like something that should be heavily illegal. The main purpose of sharing this is to prevent stuff like this from happening in the future, and I am very confused as to why it happened in the first place. Was there seriously no actress that was a bit older that could fill the heroine role? No hate to the heroine herself, and I'm not saying she doesn't deserve this role, but it seems as if it wasn't appropriate for her. And this is especially important for young people. I hope the movie industry does better, even though they probably didn't hire a minor as a heroine role, but in general with age gaps between actors and actresses, because it just isn't weird, but it shows on screen as well. And that's why